The aura is very important. When you see different colors, they all have different properties and characteristics. Sometimes we're in the society and you're interacting with people, it doesn't mean your aura is purple is always going to be purple. I mean, the good state is perfect. It'll help you maintain that state. So when and someone else is having problems, just by you being beside them, it give them this peaceful feeling. It's give them this serenity, this calmness. It's like people always like to say like, hey, I feel very peaceful around you. It's because they're interacting with your aura, and as their aura is weak, you're helping them replenish and recycle their aura as it is. So aura is very important, and if our biofield is weak, there's many research done on this. There's you open yourself to vulnerability, which could be entities, could be different interdimensional species, interdimensional parasites that lurk around everywhere that we can't see, but these, and they could attach to us without even knowing. There's also, so these are something we have to always keep in mind, and that's why protection is very important. When we do protection, when we strengthen our biofield, when we're meditating, we create this shield around us, and it protects us from all other bad intention, curses, and such as well. So
thank you.
Yeah, this here. I always recommend to either do some 2-minute meditation prior to come in, mind vacuum, but and you can always do it afterwards or such. But I like to start with our cards. We have 2 blank cards and one that we made a stripe off of. And Ernest.
Some questions, so if you have some questions, just ask, because
Yes.
Pakman can answer everything. But I mean, if you need also my opinion, I'm here maybe like about 30 minutes, and then you just can use this time.
Right. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask Ernest. We're here right now, and you'll be able to answer.
But I mean, Pakman can explain it much better. I'm sorry, but Pakman understands it better. Even sometimes I think he understands better than me. He explains it much better than me.
But when it comes down to just developing yourself, just try to keep it simple. Main thing when it comes down to chakras, spinning is good, but main thing is understanding what is the spinning about. What is the purpose? What is the root understanding of the spinning? It's literally telling you the state of your mind, how the vortex of these energy nodes are emitting. Are they emitting too much, or they're emitting not enough? You're just taking energy and you're not giving enough. So it becomes unbalanced and you become unharmonized with the environment and yourself. So when we understand these chakras, we literally don't even have to worry about the spinning part. I mean, it's good once in a while, but when you understand the chakras, understand the state of mind, all right, I'm not going to be backbiting. I'm not going to be talking behind people's back. This is going to increase and help your chakras to accumulate the energy that's needed in the background. So this is very important when it comes down to chakras. Understanding it, I know this is what it takes to clean this chakra or balance it. You know, why my root chakra is blocked? Why am I always judged? Why am I too fear? I'm afraid of everything. I'm nervous to talk. That is blocking your throat chakra. So once you understand this and you start embracing, just saying, move on and I'm going to talk, then you break that boundary, and hence that will open your thyroid, open your throat chakra, and it'll start flowing better. So once you understand this and embracing it, the fear goes away and then accumulation starts. The leakages are gone, and that's how you could gain energy within yourself. Not to mention, diet is also very important. What you eat is what you are, you know. So you eat purple stuff, eggplant and all that. This gives you, it's a purple plant. This gives you the higher frequency in your system. All this physical stuff is transmuting into energy for your own body. So the more better you eat, green for the heart, red is also for root, purple is very good for healing. So all this is in mind, helps you in accumulating and understanding the chakras. And then spinning, that's just in the background. You can always go back and then visualize your spinning, and if it's off, You just spin the vortex. Spinning the vortex or spinning the chakras or wheel is basically spinning these energy nodes, which amplifies this. And it is a vortex of an electricity vortex, which is in your system. So little things. When it comes down to deeper chakra thing, you'll understand it more. If in life, as we go on, when we're arguing with somebody or somebody's giving us a hard time, instead of ignoring it or stepping down to his level, which means stepping down to his lower vibration, best is always to stay higher, because everything that we're given is given by the universe. Fate is already written. So these are obstacles in life that comes in between us for us to learn and to help others. So when we're helping others, we're learning ourselves, and this obstacle will open us more doors as we go in. So basically, never stood down to anybody else's level, which is normally we hear. Or, but in other words, when we're stepping down in other people's level, we're literally lowering our vibration. We're opening also to vulnerability. And there's things out there that could attach to you. You get these vibes and it stick to you all day. You're just in a depressed mood. So we need to break these, understand these states. Why are they going through it? And once we learn these, understand these, then it don't matter who's in a worse state. As long as we're in a higher state, we're able to influence others to become in that state. You could even be next to somebody. Somebody's there to fight you, and you're there. And just because you're approaching them, just your state itself will dissipate the anger within himself. So this is very interesting and very important. So purple is a very good energy. It could be Benny from your past that you've been accumulating the way your state is, and and so this is something that you're gifted with, the purple energy that you see before even knowing anything. So you could either continue with your journey or you could develop this more for better. So that's interesting. The reason for, once again, a review, for reason for reading these subtle cards is capturing or reading the subtle feel of this card. All these cards have the same vibration since it's blank. But when we add information on here, like for example, this is basically an extra vibration on this card. So as we grow, our hands are sensory outputs and inputs, and we sense these. We could sense heat, we could sense coldness. And as we practice this, we learn to accept waves and emit, give out waves as well. So this is what we're trying to hone. And that's where these little small example of these side cards, psionic cards, come in handy. And once we understand these, capturing the field, we understand how to emit waves onto these objects and field, we're able to connect with them easily, where telekinesis, levitation, all this come to happen. These might look like little small practices, but these are very important and very basic foundations that have been taught, and also the school of psychics as well. Okay, so 4 out of 5 is good. We could 5 out of 5 is also good. So I'm going to turn my head. So instead of going directly to telekinesis, these are considered warm-ups as well. Just like when you go to a gym, you want to meditate. When you go to a gym, you want to first warm up for 5 to 10 minutes and then continue. This is exactly the warm-up for the mind. We go into 2 to 3 minute meditation, mind vacuum. We clear all thoughts, make sure there's no background chatter. We get used to that. Then we jump into cards, which is our sensing, and we're warming up our mind, warming up our hands, our censoring outputs and inputs. And as we warm up, we get into the next practices, and then we start working with telekinesis or any other psychic development. And this is already a warm-up done. So then you could continue with that. Sometime when you just start working with telekinesis, it could be hard on your mind, depends on your state. So always take gradual steps to start, warm up, just like always think as a mental exercise and a physical exercise. You want to warm up before physical exercise, but you also want to warm up before mental exercise as well. This techniques is done in mathematics a lot. People start with small mathematics solutions and then continue to bigger, and that's how you won't get any migraines. Okay. So I have done mine. I got 3 out of 5. So it's always good to shake off and clear out the energy with cold water, any bad or leftover energy. Interesting.